Hey, do you feel frustrated when your prospect gives you a yes, but then they keep postponing their next step? So the question is, what are your options? And that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. If we haven't met, my name is Edita. I'm from VIE now. I'm a network marketer like you. I love network marketing, but I totally hate prospecting, and I didn't like chasing people, asking strangers to look at my stuff. So I was obviously struggling, and I almost quit, but then I found a way how to get my prospects to reach out to me instead, and that's when everything changed and my business started growing and keeps growing ever since. And I talk about this stuff at VIE now, here on at VIE now. And if you would like to recruit new team members without having to prospect and chase and feel awkward, grab my 3-step formula without at viesnow.com/3 steps. I'm a bit confused today. Lots is going on, so I'm kind of stumbling a bit too much. But anyway, I hope you'll find this video useful. Do let me know where you're coming from if you're watching. Let me know if you're watching. Drop a hashtag replay if you're catching the replay. And I want to talk about this quite a common issue in network marketing when you are prospecting somebody and they do give you a yes, but then they never they never take the next step for ages or ever at all. And maybe you keep following up with them, trying to convince. That's what a lot of people say they do. So obviously that can be really frustrating because you don't even understand why it's happening, why somebody would be telling you a yes but doing something completely different. So the thing is that if somebody is postponing taking the next step, it's an objection, and it really means a no. Everything that is, let me think about it, even if they said yes, but maybe let's do it tomorrow, yes, but I need to think about it, yes, but I'll let you know later, yes, can you follow up with me and remind me about it in a week? All of this are objections. They are objections, really. And for the moment, it basically kind of means a no. So one thing is, you can actually ask them. You kind of can try to confirm with them if it's really if it's something that they really want. So if they say a yes, but then they postpone the next step a couple of times or even once, you can actually literally ask them. So and say something like that, like this, look, I know you said yes the other day, but are you sure you really want this? Because if you're not, it's okay, but you should absolutely stop wasting your time with people like that, because there is a way to get people who don't give you a lot of objections. And I talk about these things here at VIE now. But the other thing to understand is that you don't want to have a short-sighted approach to all of this. Just because somebody says no at the moment, gives you objection at the moment, if it's not the kind of objection that kind of insults you, hurts you, or one of those like pyramid schemes, as long as the objection is more like a personal circumstances kind of thing, you should absolutely continue building relationships with these people. Just because somebody is not joining you now doesn't mean that you should stop building relationship. You want to think long term. So you want to, keep building relationships with these people and become friends. And by doing that, first of all, you connect with each other much better. And you get to know each other much better. And also, as you become closer as people, you build more trust. And if it comes to convincing somebody, forget about it. Just forget about it. Do not convince. You're gonna repel them by trying to convince them to join you constantly. If you keep building relationships, the question about your opportunity or about your products might come up at some point very naturally without having to sell anything to them. Or they might even actually start asking you about your stuff if you have a strategy around how you build relationships, about how you expose yourself to your prospects, if you post helpful and useful content around your niche, around what you are selling, as part of building that relationship. They might actually start reaching out to you by themselves. And when I say build relationships, and I don't know if you've heard before from me saying that I'm a big fan of building one-to-many relationships. So basically it means producing and posting useful content. I don't necessarily mean talking to somebody one-on-one. Yes, time to time, and it happens naturally, and people reach out for whatever reason. I reach out for whatever reason. I'm not saying never talk to anyone one-on-one. That's not the point. But the point is that on a day-to-day basis, the easiest way to build relationships is one-to-many. When you post something that is generally useful to many people. And I know that a lot of network marketers are skeptical about this kind of relationship building when you tell them that it's personal, it needs to be heart to heart, it needs to be... But I think, what I believe, and let me know if I'm wrong. If you happen to be watching this video, you know me a little better. If you happen to watch 5 of my videos, or 10 of my videos, or 50 of my videos, when I you get even more information from me, and maybe you get insight into my personal life time to time when I link the training that I'm giving to my own experiences, to my own life, you know me even better. We don't have to necessarily be always talking, one-to-one. And if you think about those famous people, the gurus, they don't talk to people. They can be talking to millions or hundreds of thousands of people on one-on-one basis, But that doesn't mean people are not getting something useful from them, and it doesn't mean that people are getting to know them through the content they are posting. So that's what I mean, when I talk about building relationships, that's what I actually mean. And it is easier, and there is way more leverage. So I kind of went off the topic of today's video a little bit, because I want to stress that the idea of building relationships on one-to-many basis, when it's easier for you, when you reach way more people, you post just one piece of content and dozens, maybe hundreds, if you've been building your audience, hundreds of people might see that one piece of content, and that does build relationships too, right? So just because somebody, so your option is to confirm if they are really interested. If they say yes but they postpone their next step, just confirm. If they postpone something twice, confirm and say something like, okay, are you still interested? If you're not, I understand. Show understanding. They will have people have their reasons, and it's still not about you. It's about them. It's their reasons. And do not stop building relationships with these people. Make your life easy and play long game. It's a long game. It's a marathon. And if you keep building relationships with people who even people who say no, you will have at some point, a few months later, in a half a year, in a year, many of these people might become your partners. And because this is your investment, basically, right? Building relationships is your investment into the return in the future. So keep building relationships with these people, because it will give you leverage in the future. So I hope this video was useful to you, and do let me know your thoughts. Do you kind of, when people say no, you just switch that logic on? Or does your upline tell you, next? Yes, it's next. Don't stick to this person, but doesn't drop this person. You still want to have them in your audience. You still want to expose yourself to these people, and sometimes it's just a matter of timing. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you got value out of this video. If you did, grab my 3-step formula at visnow.com/3steps for even more value. The link is in the description of this video. Thanks again. Have a nice day. Have a great week, and I'll talk tomorrow. Bye now.